Hello, folks. Good afternoon today. Usually it's either good morning or good evening, but today it is good afternoon. So today is a 20-minute class. 20 minutes, it's a new time frame for me to work around. Usually my classes are either 45 minutes or 60 minutes. So, couple things to know about the class this afternoon is that, for one, there's no vinyasas. Some of you will have clocked on in the video description that I haven't called it a 20-minute level 1 to 2 vinyasa. It's called a 20-minute level 1 to 2 flow. Since it's a short class, we don't really have that much time to warm up the body. So in order to move into like stronger postures or deeper postures. So that's one reason that I'm taking the vinyasas out. The other reason is that they take up a little bit of time, and I'd rather give you more openings, more stretches, rather than spending so much time going over vinyasas. If you want them, take them. You can take them after each side of the body in sequences, or you can just take them after each sequence before we move on to the next one. I think that should be really all that you need to know for this. So there's no vinyasas. Postures, we won't be in them for a huge period of time. They're quite simple, quite basic positions. Just as I said, trying to move the body around a little bit, find some opening so that we can get what we need to in this, short 20 minutes class. There will still be a shavasana at the end. If you need to leave, if you need to, if you've got kids banging on the door or something, then just, leave whenever you need to. If you are able to stay for the shavasana, do so. It's not going to be a very long one, maybe about 5 minutes. 7 minutes is really the period of time that you would like in your shavasana at least, but since this is a shorter class, I'm going to shorten that shavasana to 5 minutes. And I think that should be it. So we'll go a little bit longer than 20 past 12, so that you can get that full 20 minutes. And I also might run a few minutes over that. I apologize. As I said, I'm not used to teaching 20-minute classes, so I have planned out what I want to do, but I don't, like when I write a 45 or a 60-minute class, I know how much I can fit in that time frame, and I know what I need to fit in the first 15 minutes, the second 15 minutes, the third 15 minutes. So this is new for me, but I think we'll be fine. I think we'll get through it. It's all yoga at the end of the day, right? So you shouldn't really need any props, unless when we are going to do a few folds towards the end. So if you know that you typically like to have something to sit on for your folds, then go ahead and have that around you, like a block or a pillow or anything like that. And we're going to get started. So surprise, surprise, we're not going to start in child's pose this afternoon. So just come into any comfortable seated position. I usually like to sit on my heels with my knees in front, but you can sit in a cross-legged position. You can sit on a block or on a pillow if that works for you. Anything that's comfortable that you can sit up tall with a really long spine in. So once you're settled into your leg position for your seat, lift your chest up. Let the shoulders drop back. Hands, they can be in your lap, palms face down or up. If you'd like to do a thumb to forefinger with the 3 other fingers coming forwards, you can do something like that. Anything that works for you with the hand position that helps you to stay up tall. Then allow your chin to tuck just slightly to your chest so that the back of your neck is long. So you're not crunching your chin forwards, you're just lengthening the back of your neck. And then close your eyes. And you're just going to take 5 breaths here, through the nose as much as possible. Feeling the body as it expands out on the inhale and contracts in on the exhale. Just 2 or 3 more. Now from here, you're welcome to keep your eyes closed for this next bit. We're just going to do a little bit of movement for your neck. You can open your eyes if it feels better. Start to drop your left ear to your left shoulder. So left ear drops towards the left shoulder. You're feeling a little bit of opening through the right side of your neck. And then tilt your head down a little bit. So if your eyes are open, you'll be looking down towards the floor. Ear is still over the shoulder. And then start to bring your chin towards your chest. So we're just getting a bit of a circular motion happening in your neck here. You're moving really slowly. Now, keeping the gaze downwards, you're going to go to the right side. So start to take your right ear towards the right shoulder. Gaze is still down the way. And then you can start to tip your gaze up. And then bring your head back up to the center. And then we're going to reverse, going the other way. Take your right ear to the right shoulder. And then your gaze drops down the way. And then tip your chin down towards your chest. And then take your left ear towards the left shoulder. Gaze stays down. And then the gaze tips back up. And then the head comes back up to the top. So we're going to do that just once more in each direction. Stay lifted tall. Watch that when your head drops, your shoulders don't tip as well. Keep your right shoulder heavy as the left ear drops to your left shoulder. And then your gaze drops down. And then your chin starts to come towards the center of your chest. And then right ear towards the right shoulder. Gaze tips up. And the head comes back to the top. Once more to the other direction. Right ear to the right shoulder. Gaze down. Chin to the chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Gaze up. And then head right back up. So from here, come into tabletop position. So whatever leg variation you're in, go ahead, roll yourself up onto your hands and knees, fingers spreading wide. And we're going to move through just 3 cow and cat tilts. So find your breath again. Take a deep inhale. Powerful exhale. Inhale, cow tilt. Belly drops, chest lifts, gaze comes up. Exhale, round the spine, pressing through the palms. And 2 more. Inhale. Engage the muscles of your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale. Push through the hands, engaging the belly as you round. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. And then back to neutral. Downward facing dog. Right into it. Tuck your toes under. Lift the knees, lift the hips, reach the chest back towards the toes. Knees can stay bent here. The legs don't have to straight. The length of your spine is more important. So if your back is rounded because of straight legs, just bend the knees a little bit so your hips can reach back. Next, inhale, come forwards into plank. And then you're coming all the way down onto your belly. Drop the knees, lower all the way down. Preparing 3 cobra poses. Press into the tops of your feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, halfway lift. Just activating the muscles of your back here, finding some opening in your chest. Go ahead, relax, come back down. Same thing again. Squeeze the shoulder blades, inhale, lift the chest. Legs are strong. Your palms might float a little bit up off of the mat. They might not. And then release. Now you're going to take one more. First option, do one of those first 2 with the hands down or just floating the hands under the shoulders. Second option, take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Tops of your feet, keep pushing down. Reach back through the knuckles if you've taken the bind. Everybody inhale, lift the chest. So again, chest is open, shoulders pin back. And then release. Release the bind, hands under the shoulders if you took it. Tuck your toes under. Press up into plank on the knees or the toes. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Keep the right leg straight or straighten it if it's not already and bend your left knee a little bit. So you're pressing back into the right heel, a little bit of opening in the back of your right leg, and then switch to the other side. The left knee straightens out, the right knee is bent. 2 more on each leg. Right leg goes straight. Reach back through your right hip. And then the left leg goes straight. And then once more. And switch for the final time. And then come back to stillness. Inhale, step your right foot between the hands. Right foot steps all the way forwards, and then drop your back knee down onto the mat. We're coming into a twist here. Left hand is down, right arm turns up towards the ceiling. Couple long breaths here. Let your chest turn up the way. So not only is your top shoulder rolling up and back, but your bottom shoulder is coming underneath you just a little bit. One more. And then release. Exhale, right hand down to the mat, and your right foot steps back. Three-legged down dog. Right leg lifts up. First option, stay right here, pulling back through the right heel. Second option, open the hip a little bit, letting the right hip spin up over your left. The right foot is still lifting high with a straight right leg. Take one more breath. And then close the hip if it lifted. Back forwards into a lunge. Right foot once again between the hands. Floating foot is forwards. Again, drop your back knee. Both arms lift up overhead this time. So keeping your back toes under will help a little bit with stability here. Take one more breath, and then take the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Reach back through the knuckles so the arms straighten out a little bit. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, upper back is active, chest is open. Your pelvis isn't going to tip back here, letting your belly fall forwards. Keep the belly in, keep your pelvis tucked forwards a little bit. Start to reach back through the knuckles. Some of you are just going to move the arms, bringing them away from your back. Some of you will continue into a bit more of a back bend, taking your upper back towards your back heel. Take one or two more breaths. Keep the belly strong. And then release. Come back to the top. Release the bind. Hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. Lift your back knee. Send your right foot back. And then we're going right into the other side. Inhale, your left foot steps between the hands. Back knee sets down. Your right hand is going to stay on the mat. And then your left arm reaches up to the ceiling. So your chest is turning towards your left knee. Same couple deep breaths here. Continuing your length, you want your openings on the inhale, your chest pulling forwards on the inhale, and your deepenings on the exhale, maybe a little bit more turn. One more. And then release. Left hand to the mat, downward facing dog, left foot steps back. Three-legged dog, left leg lifts up. Again, first option, stay right there, reaching back through the shoulders, through both hips. Second option, open the hip, left hip spins up. Right leg is still strong, chest is still reaching back. Take one more here. If the hip is open, close it back down again. Back into your lunge, everybody. Left foot between the hands, back knee sets down, hands, arms up, overhead. One more. Then take the hands behind you. Front leg is going to stay strong, knee over the ankle. Hips are still tucking under, glutes switched on. Inhale, reach back through the knuckles, lifting the chest. First option, stay right here. Next option, the arms pull away from your back. Final option, the upper back moves into your back bend. Again, it's your upper back changing really here. Your lower back doesn't drop forwards to create more arch. You want to keep lifting up through the lower back on the inhale and reaching back through the upper shoulders on the exhale. One more. And then release, come forwards, hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Lift your right knee, step the left foot back. Deep breath. Warrior two. Inhale, step the right foot forwards between your hands. Your back heel spins down, and then windmill the arms up. Perfect. Front knee, right on top of the ankle. Outer edge of your back foot pressing into the mat. Back leg is strong. Take one more breath here. Inhale, front leg goes straight. Trikonasana. Inhale, reach forwards through the right fingers. Find the opening in your inner right thigh as you reach forwards. Keep the opening. Bring the right hand down. Left arm straight up to the ceiling. Just one or two breaths. Top shoulder rolls up, but your bottom shoulder doesn't collapse in. Keep that one back. Then back to warrior two. Bend your front knee. Inhale, lift up through the left arm. Straighten the front leg again. Now turn your right toes in, so both sets of toes are facing the left side of your mat. Prasarita Padottanasana A. Inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips, hands towards the mat. So again, you're pressing still into the outer edges of both feet. Your inhales lengthen your lower back. The exhales find power in your legs to fold. 2 more. Then inhale, halfway lift up. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale all the way up to standing with a flat back. Turn your left toes, the foot at the back of your mat. Turn the left toes back. Warrior 2. Bend your left knee to the back of your mat. Arms reaching forwards and back once again. Palms are facing down. Your hips are open here. Front knee is driving out over the pinky toe. Your back hip is rolling back towards your front corner of your mat. Take 1 more. Front leg goes straight. Reach back through the left fingers. Reach over your left leg. Don't let the body collapse inside of it. Keep reaching straight over the top. Eventually, left hand is down, right arm is up. Powerful legs. Drive through the heels of both feet, sending your hips further out towards the front edge of your mat. Last one. Warrior 2. Bend your left knee, reach up through the right arm, straighten the left leg, left toes turn in so you're facing the left side of your mat again. Take the hands behind you this time, finding that chest opening again. Inhale, reach back through the knuckles, lift your chest. Exhale, fold, hinge in the hips. Keep the power in your legs as you fold. Only go as far as you can with the hips rather than letting the shoulders start to lead you. Keep those back. Once you can't fold anymore, knuckles pull away from your lower back. 3 breaths. Last one. And then pulling through the knuckles. Inhale, halfway lift up. Exhale, release the bind hands to the hips. Inhale all the way up to standing. Turn your right toes forwards. Bring both hands to the mat, spinning onto the ball of your back foot. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps back. Coming all the way through into a seat. Look forwards. Inhale, step or jump all the way through. Have a seat on the mat, legs out in front of you. So I am watching the clock as I do this, and I have realized that 20 minutes goes by very quickly. So this is probably going to be more like a 25-minute class. As I said, if at any point you have to leave, I understand. This is a learning experience for me. And so we're going to fold here. So if you need something under your hips for a little bit of assistance, go ahead, grab that, roll up your mat, use a block, whatever you need. Otherwise, kick through your heels. Inhale, lift up, reach forwards. Exhale, fold, hinge at the hips, hands towards the legs somewhere, the shins, the ankles, or the feet. Not forcing yourself to get there by collapsing your upper back. Keep the chest open and just grab whatever's available. Just 1 more. And then release. Inhale, come back up to the top. Bend your right knee up towards you. Right knee bends. Setting that foot onto the mat, preparing a twist. First option, left arm around the front of your right leg. Second option, your left tricep goes to the outside of your right thigh. Right hand onto the mat behind you. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist. Legs are strong. Keep kicking through the left heel. Keep driving down into the right heel so your right knee doesn't collapse in. It's still pointing up. 1 more. And then release. Come back around to the center. Bring your left knee up towards you now. So both knees are in. Drop both knees out to the sides. Soles of the feet are touching. You might still be sitting on your block. That's fine. Feet, whatever distance away from you feels best. Inhale, lift your chest. Again, lengthen, open. Keep the length as you fold, hinging in your hips, bringing the chest forwards, not downwards. All of your folds are forwards fold, not downwards fold. Keep moving towards the front of your mat. Hands can grab your shins, your feet, maybe just walk out in front of you. 2 or 3 more here. Last one. And then release, come back up to the top. Draw both knees up towards you. Keep your left knee hugged in. Release the right leg long, so you're gonna switch to the other side for your twist. So right leg is straight, it's kicking forwards, it's active again. Left heel is driven down. First option, right arm around the front of your left leg. Second option, tricep over the knee to the outside of the leg. Left hand onto the mat behind you. Keep that hand pretty close. The further back it goes, the more you're likely to collapse into that back arm. The further in, the more height you're gonna get. Take maybe 3 to 5 here. Inhale's opening, exhale's twisting. Take one more if you've got it. And then release, come back around to the center. Draw your right knee back up towards you and come down onto your back. Take the knees with you, roll all the way back and down. Preparing bridge pose. Release the knees, set the feet to the mat. Feet just about hips width apart. Heels just out of reach of your fingers. And the heels a little bit wider than your toes. Press down into the palms next to you. Inhale, start to lift your hips. Once the hips are high, make sure the heels are still grounded, toes are gripping, knees are pointing forwards, not out to the side. Keep them controlled. Your shoulder blades walk together underneath you. The hands might keep pushing down or they might interlace underneath you. Just 2 or 3 more here. Focus on the opening of the chest. Press the chest back towards your chin with the power of your legs. Last one. Release any binds you've taken. Separate the shoulder blades. Roll the upper back down. Roll the middle back down. Roll your lower back down. Then draw your right knee into your chest, wrapping the arms around your right leg. Release the left leg long. And then switch sides. Draw the left knee up. Grab a hold of that leg. Release the right leg. And then bring the right knee back up towards you. Both knees are in. And then both feet set down to the mat, coming into an easy twist. Shift your hips to the right side of your mat. Once the hips are at the right, draw the knees into your chest. And then drop the knees to the left. So your right hip will roll up off of the mat. Your gaze can then drop over your right shoulder. Take just 3 more breaths here. Let the right shoulder drop towards the mat. Let the right hip move away from the mat. And then back to the center, release the bind. Draw both knees into the chest. And then the other side. And the feet are down. The hips move to the left. The knees draw in. And then the knees drop to the right. Your gaze over the left shoulder. And then preparing to come back to the center. Draw the knees into your chest. And then preparing for your Shavasana. When you're ready, you can release the legs, letting them go long to the mat. The arms can release by your sides. The palms facing upwards. If there's a more comfortable position for your body, you're welcome to find it. Close your eyes. Shavasana. Release the fingers and the toes. Release the ankles and wrists. the knees and elbows. Let the hips sink down into the mat as the legs flop open away from one another. The shoulders melt down as your breath returns to normal. Your lips may slightly part as you release your jaw, letting the tongue come away from the roof of your mouth. Softening the space between the eyebrows. Softening the space behind the ears. Listening to any sounds that may be around you. Letting them wash over your body, creating stillness. Watching as your thoughts come in and out through your mind. Letting them finish, letting them pass, without creating any attachments to them. Finding the space that exists inside your mind. And finding some peace. Slowly beginning to deepen your breath. Beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circling the ankles and wrists. Rocking the head from side to side. Inhale to reach the arms overhead, reaching long through the fingers and through the toes. Exhale, draw the knees into the belly, wrap the arms around them, giving yourself one last big hug, rocking from side to side. Eventually winding up on the right hand side, using your right bicep as a pillow. Remaining in Shavasana with your eyes closed. And when you're ready, press into your left palm, coming up to any comfortable seated position. Palms may press together at chest center if you choose. May you take only what is offered. Take only what you need and always give more than you take. Stay safe, stay kind, and stay patient. Thank you. Namaste.